What's going on out there, guys? Tailors and Chasers again with another video. Since it's -14 today and there is ice still everywhere, we are unable to fish yet still again. So I'm having some morning coffee. Yep. I love my coffee. And today I'm starting. This is part one of I don't know how many parts it's going to be, but I'm going to do Steelhead meet Carp series. There's flies that you already tie or use for steelhead that are easily transferable over to carp. Today we're going to do caddis two ways. That's right, two ways. Steelhead way, carp way. We're going to use the steelhead version is going to be at number 12. Number 12 mustad hook, standard 1X short. I also like the Raven sedge hook for this. It's fantastic hook, has a little bit better eyelet, so if you don't use a loop knot on your stuff, you can use this, or bigger pound test. You can use the sedge hook and the Raven, which are really strong. I like those as well. My favorite two colors, definitely the hot chartreuse. Sorry. My favorite two colors, definitely the hot chartreuse and the light olive. There's good color. UV. I've been using this light UV now for a couple years now, and I seem to like it better than the green. There's a time and place for the chartreuse, and depending on what river you're in, sometimes the chartreuse will do work way better than this light olive. But I figure for all around use, this light olive UV, hands down my go-to caddis fly color for steelhead. And then the light caddis or light olive UV, I use a black bead in the 1/8 size to make it more natural. And then the chartreuse, I use a silver in the same size, 1/8, basically silver flash and some chartreuse to kind of get the attention of the steelhead dripping through a little off-colored water, or if it's just really the caddis larvae or insects are really chartreuse. Some creeks I fish, they're only green, and some are a mixture of both. So I find the combination of these two colors will get me down pretty much everywhere I need to go. These work the best. And then for a hackle, I'm going to use either a Hungarian partridge, or depending what kind you're looking for, is a ringnet pheasant rump. I use kind of both interchangeably. If I want to go with a smaller hook, I kind of go towards the Hungarian partridge, and if I want to go a bigger hook, I go with the ringnet pheasant, just because I can get the hackle the way I need to go and make it more buggy or not buggy or longer to cover the body up or whatever. It's basically a case caddis or caddis larvae floating on the creek with some legs. These are the legs / hackle basically of that fly. And I don't use wire for that fly because I put it in a dubbing loop. So I use a black thread, which kind of acts as a rib as well. So stay tuned. I'm going to tie these flies up for you and show you how to do this step by step. Okay. We're going to do caddis fly two ways. First up is a steelhead caddis. And a number 12 mustad C49S hook. I already put the bead on here. Ready to go. Black bead, light olive UV, Hungarian partridge feathers for the hackle. Let's go. Black thread, a little bit of a line on here, a little bit of a base. Right. Cut that off there. Make a little, not a big one, but maybe make a little dubbing loop. And wrapped it down about, not quite halfway down the shank, but enough to get a little bit of a wiggle, like a curve to the fly. And we're going to say, I don't know, 2-inch-ish to 3-inch dubbing loop. And wrap it around here so it doesn't move. Down. Right, so back to the bead. Put that in there. I don't use a whole lot, maybe that much dubbing. It's probably all you need for this little fly. Dubbing loop. If we need more, we can always put more in after. Let's do this first. Spin this. Great. Take it. It's all wrapped up. Take a dubbing brush and give it a little bit of rough up a bit. Make it buggy. That's what we want to do, right? And then wrap it on the vise. Make a tail, taper, and then wrap it forward. Make our fat body for this caddisfly. And then we're going to take that off there. And we're going to cut it. Okay. And then we're going to take a little Hungarian partridge feather. Some are not all created equal. Some are dark brown, some are light, some are like really fluffy. So depending what you want to do with it, kind of pick the one you want. I like the ones with like this. They're a little fluffy. They're not terrible. There we go. There it is. I like the ones like this. Not a lot of fluff, but a little bit of fluff, and then curls of the brown. So I peel all the fluff off. I want a little bit of fluff, but I don't want a whole lot of fluff. And then we're going to separate the feathers or fibers. So it's like this. So basically you have this to tie in. And then, well, maybe a bit more. And we're going to do it like this. And then we're going to tie it in with the tip. Wrap it there in the front of it. And we're going to cut off the tip. And then we're going to take some hackle pliers if you want, or you can use your hand. It's up to you. And I like to put the dark side of the feather, not the light side, the darker side, on the outside so it curves around the caddis. And we're just going to wrap. You don't need many, 3 or 4 wraps here. Pull it all back. And then we're going to capture that right in front and back and back. Cut off the stem. A couple more just to capture it good in there. And finish. And cut. So there is our steelhead caddis. It's my go-to for carp in the spring. Caddisfly, cream, gold bead, black hackle, saltwater hook. Here we come. So caddis, carp. So for the body, we're going to use cream chenille. Right here, cream chenille. I've used dubbing before. I've used every color you can think of, yellows, greens, chartreuse. I don't find that the carp seem to like the chartreuse. This is my number one, cream, chenille. A little bit of sparkle in it, not a whole lot. I've tried the UV dubbing. For some reason this caddisfly nymph, they don't seem to like it in the UV. A little bit of traditional gold ribbing for the rib. Get the chenille on. And my favorite, Cohen's Carp Dub in black. These rubber legs. The last 3 years or so when this first came out up where I could get it available for me, his hands down my favorite dubbing. It's got little rubber legs in it built into it, micro, I don't even know how small they're super small rubber legs built in the dubbing. I absolutely love it. And then I use a 5/32 bead, absolutely just gold bead. I've used copper, I've used silver, I've used pretty much every color. Gold has seemed to be my best, my go-to. After a while, it's a bit shiny, then kind of the shine goes away, and it kind of stays more natural, which I like, which is the whole point of the whole thing. It's stealth mode for carp. There's time and place for shiny flies, and this is definitely not one of them. And the hook, I'm trying a new hook this year. This is the Gammy SC15, number 4. I've used mustad saltwater hooks at number 8 and at number 6, which seems big for a caddisfly, but it's not a big meal for a carp. I know we're talking 5 to 20 pound fish. Finesse, this is the go-to I'm trying this hook for the first time, only because it has the same shape, the round of a caddis. We'll see how it holds up, and if it's strong enough to hold up to these big, huge monster like Ontario carp. Hook, put the bead already on. It's basically tied the same way, which is why I'm doing this series of carp, steelhead meat carp, because it's the same pattern, a little different variances with the hook because of the bigger size of the fish and the pulling power of them. So, same idea, wrap it around the shank down to about halfway. And I like this hook better because it has a lot more of a gap than the other saltwater hook I used to use. Take a piece of wire or French tinsel, whatever you have already at home that you use for steelhead will work. You just need enough on there to do a rib. Put that on there, inside, like so. Cut that there. Done. Piece of chenille, cream chenille, my go-to color for spring carp. Peel off the fuzzies off the chenille. Just gonna tie the rope right on there, and I like to tie it about half, 3/4 of the way up towards the bead, so I can build kind of a taper to the fly without actually adding too much material. And then cut that off right there. And now we're gonna wrap the thread back to the hook base, or the bead, sorry. Put that right there, lock that in, and we're gonna wrap this around the shank. Make sure we cover up our thread wraps. We're gonna wrap there, and there, and there, and there, like so, right like that. And then we're gonna capture that. Cut that off. And now we wrap the chenille this way, and we're going to wrap the wire or oval tinsel, whatever you like, the opposite direction so it locks in the chenille because it has a core on it. 3 or 4 wraps. Capture that there. Now you can do your carp or sorry, your steelhead flies the same way if you like, but I find that the smaller profile is better for steelhead because they're so finicky, especially when they get pressured in the water a bit. But carp don't see a whole lot of pressure, and they seem like a bit of a bigger meal. So that's that. So basically now we just have to put our hackle in, and we'll stick another little loop knot like so, or a dubbing loop. Right, not a big one. Take some of our black Cohen's carp dub. That's probably too much, but it has the rubber legs in it, which I absolutely love, and it has a little bit of shine and a little bit of red in it. It's very buggy. I like this for carp. It's my favorite dubbing for most of my carp flies are on the same dubbing. Dubbing tool. Put that in there. Give it a spin. Right. Separate it. Give it another spin. And the key to this, I think the key to this, especially in this because of the rubber legs in it, is to make sure you pick it. Pick it out. Use a dubbing brush if you want, or a pin, whatever you need to do to get these rubber legs untangled, and so they hang out and look really, really buggy like this. So the more you go at it, the more the stuff comes out, and the better, more buggy it looks. So now we're going to wrap this here, and then as we get to the material, we're going to pull the fibers back to one side. Oh. We're going to pull the fibers back to one side. In there, capture that, like so. Do that. See how buggy? Super buggy. Like it's buggy right now. Like I just want to eat it. If I was a carp, I'd eat that. And then we would finish. Like so. There it is. My carp caddis. One of my go-to for spring carp in the tributaries of Lake Ontario. So here it is. Carp fly. Steelhead fly. Well, that concludes my steelhead meat carp part 1. Caddis 2 ways. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to see more videos like this. We're out.